Hey everyone, Updog here, and today we got a look at the Goblin Trials. Now, I did do difficulty 8 with only 3 packs turned on: Second Wind, Warp World, and World at War. And I just wanted to share with you how things went for me. Um, I will show you my roster at the end. This is just the footage, and I just wanted to talk about it a little bit here, how it went. So the first node is unrestricted. And I just decided to use Apocalypse and the Four Horsemen because I like to use that team whenever I get a chance. So it went, as you might expect, pretty well, pretty easy. I even saved some abilities on Apocalypse. I knew I wouldn't use him, but it was just like, might as well, I guess. So yeah, that node was the easiest one out of all of them. And so you'll see why here in a minute. So yeah, difficulty 8, 3 scourges turned on, the 3 highest points wise. This is the Rebirth node. I just wanted to show you my team here. That's what I was doing here. This is all pre-recorded. So Rebirth, even though my Rebirth is fairly big, I haven't really invested much in US Agent because you can just revive him and that'll be fine. But it took quite a while. I don't know how much time in real life, but I mean, I have this on 2x speed. Well, we'll see what happens when I get done. But yeah, having the Wakandans on here, they hit hard, they hit fast. You'll see most of the match here I went with I had to go through the match with just the 3 Rebirth members. So yeah, if you don't have these, like I showed, these, like my Cap and Peggy are gear 18. My Agent Venom is gear 16, but I think he's level 90. So is my Winter Soldier, I think, is 85, but he's gear 16. And then US Agent is, I don't know if he's 85. I think he's 85 and like gear 15. So yeah, Winter Soldier and US Agent pretty much sat out the match, most of the match. And it just took quite a while to get through these Wakandans. I focused down, there's 2 Okoyes. There's a pretty interesting theme with this trial. Like, they like to double up on the same character. So in this node, there's 2 Okoyes. So I took them out first. And then I focused on like some of the more damaging characters. So, but at this point, we are almost halfway through it already. I don't know if I want to say already. It's in real, since this is 2x speed. It goes twice as fast, but yeah, just kind of control the damaging characters, control the Okoyes. See, I brought back Winter Soldier, but he died pretty quickly after. Those Killmongers can do a lot of damage, so they were kind of my next target after I got through these Red Guardians. Take out the Killmongers, or at least get some offense downs on them. So there goes 1 Killmonger. We still have 3 more characters that are going to drop here, and it was close. I mean, you saw my Cap got really low. There's a couple times where I was afraid he was going to die, and he's a 7 red and all that. So, oh yeah, they're Captain Marvel. That's right. Captain Marvel drops in, another Black Panther. So yeah, just trying to control the damage. The Shuri and the Red Guardians and stuff, they're not as big of a deal, but yeah, those characters can pump out some damage. Now, something interesting happened, which I'm going to share with the devs here. I'm going to try to revive Winter Soldier right at the end so that I can have my full team for possibly the last node of the trial. But you'll see here in a second, we're going to revive him and see what happens. No, not that turn. So I was trying to slow play it to build up my cooldowns, but I don't think I got everything built back up. And of course I had to use the revive. Because I thought what would happen was I get Winter Soldier, but what ends up happening is I get a second US Agent for some reason. Now, I think we've seen this before. Something similar to this anyway. Like, there's something going on with the revive mechanic, because I know I've had a bug with Doctor Strange in the past. I don't know if it's a test server issue or what, but So here's the first city villain node. This one is a little rough. You'll see, I think I had to reset it once or twice, maybe. We'll see. But Black Cat and Doc, so my city villains, like most people, are probably not going to be that high. So it is quite the struggle. So I have a Gear 16 Merc Lieutenant from, used him in Gamma 4.5 raids, so I figured might as well use him. Even though he pretty much dies pretty quickly, so... Since my Black Cat got to go before 2099, I decided to go ahead and stun him because I didn't want him flipping our buffs and slowing us down and all that. And then at that point, I was trying to control the controllers on the other side. So like Spider-Man, he puts out the slows and the defense downs. You don't want that going on. And then I think I work on Noir because, you know, he reacts to however many buffs your team gets. So you got to try and take him out quick because otherwise he will start to destroy you quite a bit. And then I went ahead and flipped that offense up on Spider-Punk. I did the cluster over there. Now, before I got to play this, my line of thinking was because City Villains is so tough, my line of thinking was to just go through the trial on like difficulty 5 or 6 or whatever, unlock Goblin, build him up, and use him in these nodes, the City Villain nodes, right? So, and it turns out that yes, that's probably going to be what most people are going to need to do, unless you have a really big Sinister 6 already. Of course, we didn't find out about the City Villains until 2 days ago, so that's really unfortunate that they didn't let us know. So, main takeaway from this video is build up some of your Sinister 6, or if you think you can get through with like a team like I just did, then go ahead and do that. Spoiler alert, I ended up not clearing the whole trial because the second City Villain node is just absolutely ridiculous, and I currently don't have the characters built up enough to be able to beat it. So that's why I recommend unlocking Goblin and using him, building him up, using him in this section. And we'll talk about some of the other characters that you can pair up for this node or these nodes because they're pretty tough. By far, well, I guess I haven't played the last blast, the Global Blaster, and the Tech nodes. I'm assuming those are going to be okay. The Global Blaster, which is next here, that one was kind of tough too. But I'm assuming the City Villain nodes and possibly Node 10 is going to be the hardest of the whole trial. Now, I was kind of rushing this because I was only given about 20 hours or so from the time I found out I could do the test server to the time that this video was going to be released. So I was kind of rushing through. Probably could have chosen some better characters. I did try a few combinations here, as you'll see, but yeah, Global Blasters is kind of tough too because a lot of them don't have a lot of health. They do a lot of damage, but a lot of them don't have a lot of health, and I think it'll just be a matter of just trying to figure out better kill order and stuff like that. So I found out the hard way that Ultron is not the way to go on this node because of the 2 Star-Lords. They will just destroy your bots, and then Ultron's just kind of left on an island, and he can't do much. And then your Iron Man, he's almost dead. So it's just pretty crazy how this node goes. Yeah, see, there's most of my team gone. We're going to go in again. We're going to take out Ultron because we're like, nope, that didn't work at all. Just trying to decide who I should take. So I ended up taking Phantom X, actually. I was hoping that his taunt would take some heat off of my other characters. And because he has evade and everything, he'll give Gambit evade. So it worked out a little better, but still not ideal. There we go. Iron Man just died. So there'd be a little bit of RNG, I think, in this, especially when you have the, I think it's Warp World, whichever one that flips your buffs and flips your debuffs and stuff like that. I got lucky there with a kill on Icarus, and I was trying to decide if I should ability block that Silver Surfer, which I did. It seems like in difficulty 8 the health pools aren't as big as they were, so that like the stats aren't as highly tuned, but it seems like the damage is crazy from the enemies, so compared to the other trials. So this is tech, so I just went in with Pegasus and did an amazing job. They were great. Highly recommend them for that. And for raids, obviously. Yeah, they just clean house. I wish Kestrel was a global blaster, because that would make things a lot easier. Now, one other thing to kind of keep in the back of your mind is, you know, when they do these trials, the first runs, usually they try to incorporate some tags of some characters that they are going to rework, like other characters have been reworked. Like, let's say, for example, the Black Cat trials, right? Sinister Six was one of the traits for Black Cat trials, and everybody's like, no, don't use Sinister Six. Well, then they got to rework. So let me know down in the comments which trait you think like some characters are going to get reworked next. Is it going to be tech? Is it going to be global blasters? Is there going to be a global blaster or 2 or 3 that are going to get reworked next patch? Or is it going to be more city villains maybe? Yeah, let me know. Let me know down in the comments, and we are going to get going on this new Avengers node. Now, this one's kind of rough. I failed the first attack. I had to restart. I was trying to be a little more aggressive on those Spider-Man big times, but they just are tough. Plus, you know, they get the speed bar. They have the war abilities turned on, so they are pretty tough. So the second attempt that I did went a lot better. I did lose Tigra again, so it looks like you're probably going to need a big Tigra to get through this. So my idea was, when I did lose Tigra, which you'll see, my idea was I was going to use my remaining Rebirth, even though I should have had Winter Soldier still. I was going to use my remaining Rebirth plus like Ronin. So it would have been Cap, Peggy, Ronin, Agent Venom, and I don't know, I might have thrown in another new Avenger in there, something like that. But yeah, I lost Tigra, so pretty much lose a good heart of the team, really. If you are spread thin on your resources, and that happens to you, I would just try to go through it with Rebirth. But again, I didn't get a chance to do the last node, so I don't know for sure. All I can do is base my guesses on the enemies in that node. So, but yeah, my characters. Let's see. On this team, I have a Gear 18 Ronin, and the other new Avengers I have are Gear 15 and level 85. I guess if I only get a 5 yellow Goblin, I'll still be fine with that. I do want to build up my Sinister Six some, though, so that part won't be a waste in resources. But like doing Gear 17 on all these, like especially Tiger and Mockingbird, is not something I'm really wanting to do. So we will just have to go with whatever we get. So the Tiger's looking pretty good now, but you know, with the taunt, and she definitely takes a lot of hits. So taking out the Black Widows when they drop, just so they don't get going with their specials. Another case of double or even triple. There you can see 3 swarms. Triple the same character or double the same character type of situation. So So at this point, I was like, okay, well, I'll just use Rebirth plus and a new Avenger or two for the last node. And I was really hoping I'd get to the last node, but man, that city villain node, which I think is next, coming up next here. Let's see. Okay, we got a little bit of time, I guess. So yeah, for this node, like the Global Blaster one, I said the health was a little bit lower. This node felt like the health was higher. Oh, so now we're gonna go through a bunch of my attempts here with the last city villain node. So trying to go with the team I used before, but with there's 2 Doctor Strange Heartless. There's a Archangel that drops later, and then there'll be a Apocalypse that drops at the end of the node, which I didn't ever actually get to. But yeah, with all those summons and minions out there and stuff, it's pretty tough to get through when you have a bunch of those going on and all the pings from like Archangel, and then Doctor Strange gets the offense up, and so I was able to get through Morgan easily, but once the Archangel wave drops, it's like, and then Heartless does that ult. You can usually prevent 1 from doing it, but preventing 2 from doing it's really tough. And I think there's a little bit of RNG involved in here, because when I go to stun Morgan with Black Cat, I think you want to have them have her chain over to the Doctor Stranges, but she rarely did that for me. So that might be one of those cases where you want to keep resetting until she does that, and then even then, it's not guaranteed that you will have a successful node. It's not a winning condition, really. It's just a really helpful for that to have happen for you. So let's see here. This attempt is where I realized, okay, maybe I shouldn't have the minions out there, because Doctor Strange is getting that offense up and everything. So took out Mr. Negative. I'm like, all right, let's try more Sinister Six characters. And I saw that Magneto drop too. So I'm like, okay, well, Rhino counters Magneto, so we'll have him in there for that when that happens. Maybe we'll get through it. But once again, bad chain from Black Cat. Doctor Strange both of them just decide to go kill my Swarm. Swarm doesn't decide to dodge. I don't remember if that special from Doctor Strange is unavoidable or not, but let's just say it's not. And so yeah, we're already down 1 character, and we're not even through the Morgan yet. And the other good thing about having Sinister Six is, I guess if you don't use Swarm, then there's not any controllers on the field, so Morgan can't ability block your characters. So I decided to take out Swarm, I believe. Oh, took out Rhino. Oh yeah, we ran Vulture instead. I was gonna see if Vulture, his rewind and his slows were gonna be enough to help us through. And Morgan ability block Swarm, unfortunately. I did get the chain over there, but they killed Black Cat right away. So you can see that this is definitely going to be RNG dependent node. Unfortunately, one of those situations again. Got a decent chain. Ability block from Strife, which isn't great, but luckily now Doc Ock clears those debuffs on his special. And I'm trying to rewind one of these Stranges so that they don't ult on me. It'd be nice if I would have killed him, but there's the ult again. So I think this is probably the last attempt Yeah, this is the last attempt here. Oh no, that was the last attempt. Okay, so yeah, we had global one more global blaster, one more tech node, and then the last node where you can use in Rebirth or New Avengers together. And so, yeah, what is the solution here? So my plan anyway is gonna run like a difficulty. I don't know what, like I said, difficulty 6 or something like that. Unlock Goblin at the, was it 550 points range, something like that. Get him at 3 yellow. Okay. Build him up to probably like gear 17. And then pair him with Doc Ock. I think Rhino's going to be important. Possibly. You might have to, if you don't want to build Rhino, the only other way is to just save Doc's special until that Magneto drops, because then you could clear the blind that way. But I also think, even though it's a little bit dangerous, I think Mysterio will be a good answer because of all of his abilities, his upgraded abilities, and rework and everything. Even though he does have the minions or summons, I think you should be okay. You can blind Archangel with Mysterio. That should be okay. I think Vulture will be good too. So like, I think I'm gonna go Doc Ock, Goblin, Vulture, Mysterio, and then I'm gonna have to see what happens, like Rhino or Electro, something like that. Electro had pretty good damage there, as you saw. She killed off some people. She's got offense down, gives offense down and everything, so she might work out okay. Swarm, even though I had the 1 diamond, that's why I was using him. I don't know if he'll really be that useful. So that's my plan. Build up Goblin, see how other people are doing with that node, you know, what's working the best. But my suspicion is, yeah, Mysterio, Vulture, Gabi, Doc Ock, and then one of these two. Not sure who. And it depends really on your roster as well, as far as who you're going to build up, or how much resources, I guess, it's going to take to build up. So yeah, good luck everyone. This is specifically for like the difficulty 8 and higher. If you're going to be difficulty 7 or lower, you might still need some of these characters, but you should be able to get by a little bit better, especially at these gear levels, or lower, obviously. So yeah, that's going to be it for this video, everyone. Good luck on the trials, and thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Make sure to like, subscribe, and don't revive a second US agent. We'll see you next time.